Not in my lifetime, wasn't in my right mind. Somebody with a cool neck, you was so closing. Not in my lifetime, wasn't in my right mind. Somebody with a cool neck, you was so closing. Not in my lifetime, wasn't in my right mind. Somebody with a cool neck, you was so closing.
Hey, good morning, Miss Robyn. What's
What's going on
poppin'?
with you?
How
Not
you
much,
doing?
man. I'm good. I can't complain. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right. Thanks for taking the time out to talk to me. Appreciate you.
For sure.
All right, so this is the next episode of Frequently Asked Questions. And pretty much we're just going to talk a little bit about, your personal businesses and stuff like that or whatever, and try to get, so you got your Revest shirt on, so we're gonna talk about that a little bit. We're gonna talk about your hustle, clothing line and everything like that. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. So before we continue on, let you introduce yourself or whatever, and then we'll start asking a couple questions.
Cool, cool. Well, I'm Robyn Elicia. I'm from Atlanta. Been here all my life. I am probably what one would call a serial entrepreneur. I've done several things over the course of my adulthood. And I own a apparel line, and I'm also a real estate agent, and I'm a mom to a beautiful 6-year-old little girl as
Hey,
well. Yes, she is my wife, and yeah, I'm all about personal development, uh, helping, giving back to the Black community, and learning more and more about how financial literacy and things like that play into us. Changing the trajectory for the next generation. So
hey,
yeah,
that's what's up right there. That's all love. And that's pretty much what I want to do, right? What I'm doing with this talk show or whatever you want to call it, podcast or whatever. But open, well, try to be the vessel to bring an audience to people who are looking for an audience to, what I'm saying, help them progress and everything. So just trying to open the door or whatever so you can speak to them or whatever, and especially the people in the Atlanta area and stuff like that, and help them or whatever. Like, it's a huge Black community out there. Props to you guys for the election and all of that stuff that happened.
yes, we really turned Georgia blue, like for
Hey,
real.
that's what's up
That's
right there.
crazy. Like, yeah, it's been a minute. Probably before I was able to even vote the last time that went down. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty big, and the country definitely
Yeah,
needed that.
it was
We've been
definitely a big thing
we've
right there.
been on a clown show for the last 4 years. So
Yeah. All right. Without further ado, like I said, we're gonna talk a little bit. We start with your clothing line or whatever, since that's what I know you most for. I think we had some conversations earlier when you started yours, and I was getting mine started and everything like that. So, just want to ask you, like, what I know you say you're an entrepreneur and everything, but like your ideas and everything. How did that get started to help you push forward and just say, I'm throwing this out there, you know what I'm saying, and all that.
got you. What made me start my clothing line was a time in my life where I was looking for a business that I could have online, that I could have some type of messaging behind the business. So I didn't want to just like make just t-shirts. I
Hmm.
wanted to um, um, really find something, have some decent messaging. So I was in a group at the time called Wealth Weekly. It was like a mastermind where we actually just a lot of dope Black entrepreneurs.
Hmm.
Like, from I met so many great connections. The guy who started it, his name is Suresh May.
Hmm.
And he's been my mentor along my entrepreneurial journey. He is a killer online marketer and things like that. So kind of just hashing ideas out with him. We developed Be Intentional Apparel, which is my baby. And I had several different t-shirt designs, but I always felt like I was the person who always had something going on. So that's kind of where the hustle all day
Hmm.
mantra came from. And it kind of just even propelled into more things. And not hustling in the sense that, you work yourself to death, but it's more of a mindset that, you know, you're always striving to become better than you were the day before. So that's kind of more so where the hustle all day comes from. It's not, you know, I'm not necessarily a worker bee type mentality. I don't think people should work themselves to death. I think you should work hard, play hard.
Hey, I
You know,
live
you
by
shouldn't
that one.
work so much. Right. And I know you do that because you be all over the world. So you know, it's important to, you know, but the most of the hustle mindset, meaning that, you know, I'm a go hard, I'm gonna give everything I got to whatever it is that I'm doing. So when I'm in work mode, I'm hustling. But when I'm in play mode, I'm hustling. You know, if I'm in volunteer mode, I'm hustling. I'm just gonna give it all, give it 100% of what I have, whatever it is that I'm doing at the time. So
That's
that's
what's
kind of
up.
where that developed from. I had some other shirts, but that design, that shirt, it just kind of take off, and like literally, um, I had to take some time off for a little while, and people were still like, "I need a shirt. I need a shirt."
Yeah.
I still see them rocking their shirts from, like, you know, when I first launched it, so that feels
Right,
good.
right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, I remember, like, I think we bounced some ideas off of ourselves, using our drop shippers and stuff like that. Talking about it back early in the day or whatever. And I'm still doing mine, and still trying to go to the next step in the evolution of the process and everything like that. But yeah, it's definitely something that kind of helped me evolve a little bit and everything. And I'm pushing 4 years now with mine, and now I'm just looking for that next step in the process and everything. So, but
Right,
yeah,
right,
hustle all day is definitely the mentality that you know should get people through, and they should be thinking and everything. Like you said, even when you in play mode, still hustler. Say you out there
right.
in the club, or at the bar or whatever, something what I'm saying, clicks, and that's when that idea should start churning or whatever, even when you sipping on something or whatever it is you're doing and everything. So I definitely feel you on that one.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And, you know, so that was it. Like drop shipping, it didn't really work out for me.
Hmm.
So I don't know, Regina and Dwight, they own a pretty successful apparel line, Power in Black. Well, they own a few, but I think their most successful is Power in Black. And so Regina has been vital in like helping me from a logistics standpoint get things going properly. So, you know,
Right.
relationships, man, relationships,
Yeah.
how many things get done, even
Mm.
from a small scale to a large scale. So
Mm.
if I had most piece of advice, I make sure that, you know, people are investing wisely in their relationship equity
Right.
to be able to you know, whatever your dreams are, whatever your goals are, you
Hmm.
can't just watch a YouTube, read a book, and think it's
Yeah.
going work out like that. You got to network, you got to ask questions, and sometimes you got to pay people for their time.
Yeah, like so even with me, like you said earlier when we started, like this isn't your first rodeo or whatever, so to speak. And like I think for a lot of entrepreneurs, like they always get in that situation where the first two or three things they invest in, of course, isn't going to be like that, just knock it out the park or whatever. So you kind of gotta, all right, let that go, get back up and try something else and everything like that. So I've definitely been down that road or whatever. Having 18 wheelers or whatever that I had in my name and stuff like that, and had people driving for me, and just trying to make money off of that and
Mm-hmm.
everything early back in my early days and everything before I even got to where I am now. And just kind of being like, okay, gotta know when to cut it off or whatever, know when to call it a loss, and then move on to the next step and everything. So that's a part of the process too of being an entrepreneur, is knowing when to cut your losses or whatever. Take the lesson that came with it, and then move on to the next step. You know what I'm saying? Because they all ain't gonna be winners.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely not, man. Man, I can go down a long list of lessons, and that's what you said is key. You know, I really don't look at things as losses. When you have to make a decision to stop something, you
Hmm.
have to be able to take the lesson from it, to help it, you know, keep building upon who you are.
Hmm.
You know, everything that I've learned on my journey has been a lesson, like good, bad, and different.
Most definitely.
And I think, like I said, like 2019 was a rough year for me. So I had to take a step back from everything. Like I had to pretty much slow down on my photography, slow down on the t-shirts, everything, because I was in a not a great mental health state. So I had to prioritize my health mentally to be able to get back. And so I just learned about, I take the lessons that I learned from that. I don't even look at that time in my period, that time period in my life now as it's like a lost season or lost time. It was just a
Yeah.
time, hey, this is what happened. You persevered, you learned your lesson, and now
Right.
it's time to keep going.
Right,
So
right. And that's a big step that, what I'm saying, like you said, to learn too and everything. Sometimes you just take that step back, what I'm saying, get a breather or whatever, play with your daughter and everything like that and make sure she's good and all of that other stuff. And then whenever you're ready to go, like, what I'm saying, because a lot of the stuff that's a part of being an entrepreneur is making sure that you are right mentally to begin with or whatever. Because if you don't understand, a big part of the risk is sometimes starting off in the red or in the negative or whatever, and understanding that, like I said just a minute ago, like they're not all going to be winners. You're not going to wake up one day and just have that one thing that's just going to take you to the top. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's got to understand that, and that's a big part of the process and everything.
that's 100%.
All right,
Agree.
so I see you got your shirt on. Rebuild, refi. Was it rebuild,
Refine, revest.
revest?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I spoke with a mortgage loan processor early on in one of my first episodes and everything like that. And she lives down in Jacksonville, Florida, and everything. So we talked a little bit about that. But I guess we could talk a little bit more about what you're doing, especially being in the Atlanta area and everything like that. So your position in what you're doing with that company or that brand right now, what exactly are you doing there?
So back in October, well, I've been a licensed agent since 2008. Haven't practiced real estate the whole time, but I reinstated my license back in October.
Mhm.
And my goal with my company overall, like it has this rebuild, refine, revest has a few different layers to it. One part of it, of course, is just me being a realtor and providing real estate services to people who definitely are looking to sell their homes.
Mhm.
I'm a more of a listing specialist. I do work with buyers, but most of my buyers are investors. So
Mhm.
my niche is investing. I work with a lot of investors, people who are looking to add to their portfolio, things like that. One of the things that we have on the table coming within the next 12 to 18 months is people like yourself, people who may have some capital, not in a place where they can monitor a project, things like that. Where they'll have some opportunities to provide capital for different projects and get a return on their investment. So we'll manage some of those projects. I have a big one of my goals is a co-working space, especially for all people, but like I said, definitely, a space where people can be creative,
Mhm.
come do their podcast, come work, come do different things, especially since we live in this such a virtual environment now from 2020.
Yeah.
Just being creative, more creative with real estate. And another part of my company is that we are actually investors. So when people are in situations where they need to sell a home quick,
Mhm.
it could be a home that they inherited. It could be a distress situation. Say, for instance, they're about to lose their home. They're behind on the taxes, or they inherited a house that they're behind on the taxes. So many different scenarios. We really focus on creating win-win scenarios for everybody involved and solving a problem. We don't want to. We're not predatory. We're not looking to just take people properties. But
Right.
people have to be realistic. There are times when keeping the home is not the best idea.
Mhm.
Um, so providing a solution, a win-win situation for those homeowners. Yeah, so we invest in properties. Sometimes we acquire those properties and we may sell them to an end buyer. Sometimes we will be in a situation where we're going to keep those, rehab them, and it becomes a rental or a flip. ourselves. Of course, in Atlanta, the real estate market is booming. So many opportunities, but it's not enough of us in that decision making process. Now, it's probably more of us in that process in Atlanta than there may be in some other cities,
Right.
because we do have a pretty affluent Black community here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just, actually, I was having a conversation the other day about people in tax delinquent situations, and one young lady was like upset, like it's predatory, and I was like, well, no, it's not predatory. It can be predatory, but the thing about it is, if enough of us become a part of that process, like we're the investors who may be acquiring these tax liens and things like that, when we truly run across a situation where somebody fell on a hard time and got behind their taxes,
Right.
because we can operate from a different moral compass, some of us, then we can be more a part of the solution to let them know, hey, these are the steps that we can take to get this taken care of for you, get it cleared, so that the county just won't acquire it, or some slumlord won't acquire it. But we're not involved in enough of those circles to help people and to make those type of decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I have some pretty robust dreams. My biggest thing with my real estate right now is just continue to build my company.
Right.
Acquisitions is a big part of it, and also when someone does come to me and they want to truly list their home, sell it on the market, just providing a great experience for them, getting them the best dollar, providing them with top marketing to market their homes,
Mm-hmm.
so that they can have a good experience. One of the core values of my business is definitely integrity. So we're gonna operate always in a sense of putting it all on the table and being transparent,
Mm-hmm.
and having people understand that it's still a business. Like, I
Yeah.
can provide you this service, but it's not for charity work.
Right.
So we got to create situations where I'm gonna win, you gonna win, and everybody involved, like your family. If they have to sell this house, they're gonna walk away from it with a good experience, know that, not feeling like somebody took advantage of it.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, I spoke with one of my first guests was the mortgage loan specialist down in Florida and everything. So she's the person that, after the person who's, especially the buyers or whatever, first time home buyers and stuff like that, they come through and they have all of their ducks in a row as far as like money and bank statements and everything like that, then well, that comes from you guys and then it goes to her and stuff like that. So um yeah, she provided a lot of experience and everything like that, and what you're saying kind of touch bases with a lot of the stuff that she talked about and everything, back in that time. And home buying is a big thing right now. Like you said, there's a lot of people who in our community aren't
Mhm.
that hip to it. So are you guys like looking for people to mentor and bring under your wing and stuff like that in your company as well? I'm pretty certain you are, but I don't want to speak for
Yeah.
you and be
So
like,
like I say, so like that's more of a maybe 12 to 18-month goal.
mm-hmm,
Where we actually create a program. Ours would be more so for people who are looking to be investors,
mm,
whether that's investing in a particular project or providing capital for other projects. Um, but yes, that's definitely something that we are going to be able to provide, because some of us think that just putting our money in a savings account, getting 1, 2, 3% interest
yeah,
is the way to go, and it's not. You know,
yeah,
People who are very wealthy, that's not something that they do. That's not how they protect their assets. So whether that comes from crowdfunding or just trying to give more of us an opportunity to be on the investor side of the table,
most
and
definitely,
not always. And As far as the home buying process itself, it's a lot of great resources out there for first time home buyers. Me personally, first time home buyers are not specifically my niche.
mm,
Um, but I do have a couple realtors, even within my own brokerage, the brokerage I work with, who specialize in those things. But for us, it's more about putting people in place to become investors. Like the deal I just closed, My buyer she wasn't a first time investor. She's done some investing like up north, Baltimore in the DMV area.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
I think she acquired some property maybe from her family, and they had rentals, and so she just wanted to get into the market here in Atlanta. So we connected, we talked, and yeah, so she actually, we found a property. We actually found her a property that was already cash flowing, already had a tenant in it. Um, we offered something. I mean, we offered it, locked up the deal. Things came back. Had to go back to the seller. We were able actually to renegotiate and get a lower price than what we had originally asked for.
That's what's
So,
up.
just kind to being that consultant through the process, showing people, listen, this is what your percentages look like. This is what your down payments look like. This is what you can expect to cash flow every month. This is what your return on investment looks like. And explaining that to them, because some people may want to even get into that, but they don't even understand all those, like what's a cap rate, what's ROI, what's my net ROI, what's my gross
Mhm.
ROI. They don't even understand, all those layers.
Yeah,
So I
crunch
definitely
some
want
numbers, huh?
yeah, I definitely want to create something where more people can get involved and be investors and not have to do the grunt work of investing, should I say.
I feel you. And that's a big part of it too. And yeah. So what I want to do is, of course, like I do with everybody, if you have like personal info as far as like a link to your company or directly to you or an email address or whatever, I'm gonna throw that in the video and everything like that when I upload it. So for people who have questions about things like that, people who want to invest and don't know how to, or whatever, you can get a conversation going and make sure that they know what their options are and stuff like that. So definitely want to be able to do that.
Yes. But the easiest way to get in touch with me right now is on Instagram. The page is Revest with Robyn. That's REVEST.
Hmm.
Revest with, and that's ROBYN. And you'll put it in. Just shoot me a DM. Um, yeah, we can go from there. Like I said, and we help people whether they're looking to be investors or if they have a home property that they just simply need to sell. They need to sell and they can't they don't want to go through the traditional way of marketing. They don't want it to be on the market for 30, 60, 90 days for it to sell. They need
Hmm.
something to happen and they make it happen and it's cool.
Now, are you strictly, I know you live in Atlanta, but are you strictly in the Atlanta area, or do you cut your mic off?
I know.
Okay.
My daughter just walked. This is
Oh, okay,
real.
okay, okay,
It's
okay.
all good. So I was talking to her.
Okay, my
But
bad.
I'm listening to you.
No, I was asking, so I know you being in Georgia, I'm asking, are you strictly in the Atlanta area, or are you can you like do other things throughout the entire state of Georgia? Like if somebody reaches out to you from Savannah or Augusta or something like that.
Yeah, so I'm a part of course, like the Metro Atlanta. I'm licensed to sell in real estate in the state of Georgia, period.
Cool.
If it's not in the state of Georgia and it's a home that someone is looking or need helps with, I have partners in other cities and states around the country, and we definitely can partner with someone to probably get help someone.
Hmm.
Um, Even if they don't live in the Metro Atlanta area. So yeah, just reach out. It's one of those things that we go above and beyond. So if it's possible, even if we don't have all the answers, we'll try to figure it out.
Right.
And we'll be honest if we can. But by me, I stay pretty tapped in. So I have partners in Charlotte. I have some in Tampa. I have some people that we connect with in Houston, Dallas, even in Cleveland, Cincinnati. So yeah, and like even one of my cousin, my first cousin, he's a real estate broker in LA. So he sells real estate all over California. So it's definitely, like I said, those relationships, we'll lean on some of those. If
Hmm.
it's in an area that I myself or my company personally is not in, we can reach out to some people and try to help somebody for sure.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So everybody out there watching, like, if you, especially people in the Georgia area, or well, she already said she's got people all over the place. So everybody out there watching, what I'm saying, if you're trying to invest, especially in some real estate right now, the market is kind of crazy in a good way, for people to invest right now with the way things are going, especially with COVID and all of that stuff. So all of Robyn's info will be in the link in below the video and everything like that. Pretty certain that we share a lot of common friends on Facebook and the other social media, Instagram and stuff like that. So if they're watching, hopefully, it'll wake them up to some of the ideas and things that you pitch to them and everything like that. Kind of bring some light. I really myself personally want to get together with a couple of. I see Travis always doing his thing with the investing and things like that he's got going on, and then Elicia, she hit me off, Fletch, whatever. But what I'm saying, like it's people like that I really want to work with and everything like that. So I really want to get a chance to sit down and take the time with you guys and stuff like that, and try to work on something like you were talking about earlier, just as a group, as a community of people that know each other and feel genuine about trying to get out of, like for me, I'm still working for somebody else and everything. I got my own stuff going on. I got my own investments and everything like that, but there's an end game to it. You know what I'm saying? And the end game is me, what I'm saying, not working for them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And everything like that. So I see some level-headed folks that we share mutually and everything like that. So definitely want to get an opportunity to talk to everybody together whenever that's suitable or whatever, and just kind of hash out some ideas and stuff like that on top of things that we've already talked about today and stuff like that. But again, for the folks out there who are watching or whatever, all of Robyn's info will be provided in the link in the video below. And this has been a great interview. So I appreciate you again taking your time out or whatever. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
No problem. I appreciate you asking me. We were finally able to connect.
Yeah,
and get
yeah.
It done. So yes, even with the crazy time difference.
Yeah. Shit, it's almost 11:30 for me here. So
dang, yes. Well, you go ahead, do your thing. I appreciate it. And yes, like I said, anybody who wants to reach out, RevestwithRobyn on Instagram, reach out to me, and yeah, let's make it happen. I appreciate you taking the time to interview me, Q.
all right, big sis. Well, I appreciate you taking time out to talk to me. It's always been a pleasure to talk to any of you guys in the group. Like I said, I just met you guys in a sports group and everything on Facebook, and like we so many of you, like, what I'm saying, I feel pretty genuine with and everything like that. So just shout out to the sports group and everything like that.
Yeah. I never knew, I started that group. Man, I think it's been like 10 years ago since I started that group, but it's crazy how we have like our own little community, and like when we do get together and watch games and stuff like that. But there's definitely a lot of talent in the group, and things that expertise that people have, outside of trash talking our favorite teams,
Yeah. Like so, I sent you the link for Harlem. Like I did the interview with Harlem a couple weeks back with the food truck. Yeah. So,
exactly. So that's what's up. Well, I look forward to continuing to build with you.
I appreciate it. So again, I'm gonna get this posted and everything, and hopefully it'll bring both of us a little bit of attention and everything, especially you, and get some more investors and everything, and just kind of, like I said, just bring more people together and get that, generational wealth that we don't have in our communities and stuff like that, and kind of propel people to the top and stuff where we need to be in order to kind of build up our own communities and stuff. So this has been a great interview.
Absolutely. All right. Well, get you some rest, man.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna finish this glass real quick and but you do the same. Go ahead and handle your little princess and everything, and have a good day, good Sunday, and I'll holler at you later. All right.